Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Magnetic Coach. I'm Linda Ford, and this is episode 7. And let me just say that don't be put off by the word coach, magnetic coach, because what I share in this podcast has value to everyone because it's all about magnetism. How do we attract things into our life, whether it's just life in general, your love life, your business, your coaching career, your coaching business. We get to talk about the foundational piece of that, of how we get to thrive in all of those areas. Okay. And another way of saying that is, how do we close that gap between where we are, where we currently are, and where we want to be? We want to close that gap, get on the other side of the bridge, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about. And today, I want to share with you a powerful tool, step that I took many, many years ago. And it changed the whole trajectory of my life, right? I bet you want to know what that is. Actually, it's the power of making a decision. That's what it is, the power of making a decision. And so what I want to do is share with you what happened to me. And I'm going to rewind back, I think about 22 years ago. I just left a relationship. I was in a relationship for about 12 years. It was quite dysfunctional, emotionally abusive. Got out of that, made the decision to get out of that. That's a whole other decision I made. And then when I got out of it, I suddenly found myself, I realized that, hey, I'm single. I'm suddenly single at the age of 43 back then. And, I found that to be quite scary. And so what happened was, as much as I wanted to get out of that relationship, I was as much as I wanted to get out of that relationship, I was actually grieving quite a bit. And so my friends at that time around me made sure that I found other women to hang out with. And so I got hooked up with this group of women. And lo and behold, they seemed to be in the same situation that I was in. They were single and middle-aged. And I remember distinctly going over to to this group house and just hanging out with them and drinking wine and having pizza and all that stuff and talking. And every single one of them was talking about how we're never going to find a man. I mean, that's it. All the good men are taken. Men don't like older women. They prefer the younger women, blah, blah, blah. And I just felt, all hope went out the window. And I just felt really hopeless. I had no vision for my future, and I felt pretty depressed. And so that lasted for about a month. And I realized, and I remember distinctly the day that I made a decision. It was a powerful decision that I was not going to believe what those other women were believing. Otherwise, I wouldn't get out of bed every day. If I believed that I was never going to find anyone, and I was going to just, be alone for the rest of my life and live, get old on my own, then that was not very promising. That didn't light me up. It didn't make me want to get out of bed and go to work. So I remember making a decision, a conscious decision, that I was going to think differently about the whole thing. And so that's what I did. Now, you have to understand, this is way before I knew anything about law of attraction, way before I knew anything. I was reading self-help books or became a coach. I wasn't really attuned to that. But somehow or other, I instinctively knew that that was the best decision for me, that was going to pick me out of this hole I was in. And so that's what I did. And that's what I want to talk about today. And by the way, it would take another 5 months for me to meet the love of my life, who I'm happily married to this day. So more about that in a second. But let me just, this is what I want to focus on in this podcast is, we've all heard, if we've been around law of attraction, we've all heard about how we are putting out energy, and that energy is coming back to us. And it's almost like we're like transistors, right? And we're picking up a signal from a transmitter, and we're tuning into a particular energy. It's like attracts like. We all know about that. And I want to take this metaphor a little further and talk about three different radio stations. And I want you to figure out which one you are tuned into. Okay, ready to play the game? So the first one is Gloomy FM. All right, so are you tuned into Gloomy FM on your radio station? And by Gloomy FM, it means that you're feeling very victim-y. Life is, woe is me. I'll never get ahead. Nobody loves me. I'll never get clients. It's all that stuff. It's like gloomy. It's kind of like a real country station. You hear those country station songs and everything is, oh, well, he left me and I'm left with all the kids. And it's just a really sad story. No offense to anyone who likes country music, but you get what I'm saying. So that's one station. Second station is Reality FM. Reality FM is when it's a little bit better than Gloomy FM, but it's kind of like, I have to get real and looking at the balance of my bank account and see how much money I've been making, or how many clients do I really have? And, that's the reality. Or how much weight am I? What is my real weight, and how much do I really need to lose, right? So in a way, it's kind of good because you're kind of facing up, you're having the courage to face where you are, right? So that possibly you can move from over here to over there. That doesn't always happen, by the way, but it's a little bit better. Third station, and this is the one that we really want to be tuned into, and it's called Potential FM. And in Potential FM, that's where all your desires are. That's where you stop. It's when you're thinking about the thing that you love and that you want, and then you allow your thinking to help you feel it in your body. So we want to feel that energy of potential in our bodies. We want to feel how it feels if we had a full coaching practice, or if we had the relationship, or if we had, the money in the bank. So it's kind of like, I'm going to be going to Ireland in a few months, and I'm really anticipating. And every time I think about it, I just can't wait, to go there. I haven't been home in about 20 odd years. And every time I think about it, it gives me a beautiful feeling inside. I feel excited. I feel joyful. I feel hopeful. And so that's the energy that we want to hang out in. And so we really want to tune into that fully. And sometimes we can be tuned into it, but not completely, where we're thinking about what we want. But if we're not feeling it in our body, right? Just like I said, it's the excitement, the joy, the love. If we're not feeling it, then there's a little bit of static there, and we can tune in even more. So that's where we want to be. We want to be tuned into Potential FM for whatever it is we want. And this is the power of making a decision of which one you want to be tuned into, because the ramifications are enormous. Because if we don't, you'll end up living the same boring beige life that you have, where you're over here and you're whining about getting over there and you never get there. Groundhog Day, right? Same old thing, rinse and repeat. And it never changes. But this is how magnetism works. This is how the equipment works. It's very scientific, actually. And so in the same way that if you want to know how to drive a car with a stick, you've got to know how to use the clutch so that you can change the gears. Otherwise, you're going to be just driving. You're going to be driving, but you're not going to get very far, and you're not going to go very fast, right? So as soon as you know how to use the clutch, the gears, the car works, takes you where you want to go to. Same goes for our desires, the desires that we have for our life. We have to know how to tune in to the energy of that which we want so we can get the life that we want. So think about that and practice, just reminding yourself on a daily basis and throughout the day. Are you tuned into Gloomy FM? Are you tuned into Reality FM? Or are you tuned into Potential FM? And here's the thing. I slip in and out of all of those stations all the time. It's not that, I'm always in Potential FM. But the difference now is that when I find myself in Gloomy FM, I can notice it because I know how I feel. And I can then in that moment make the decision to toggle from that station to Potential FM. You can do it in a moment. And the more practice you can get doing that, learning how to navigate, learning how to fine tune yourself into the station that's going to give you what you want. That's when you're going to see your whole ability to magnetize. It's just going to, you're going to blow your own mind, which is the title of this podcast. That's how you blow your own mind. Because when I was with those women, I was in Gloomy FM. And then I went into Reality FM. And then because I realized what was going on, I thought, well, maybe I should join some dating sites and go out more and make a more conscious decision to think about, what I want. And then I just slipped into Potential FM and through common sense, because it just felt better, right? It's like common sense. It's like, I don't want to continue eating something that I don't like. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't taste good. So think about this as you go about your day, because we want to get from here to here and close that gap. And that's how you do it. It's really simple and it's all in your hands. Now, that's all I have for you today. So thank you for listening. And if you are watching this, if you're listening to this on your podcast, whatever it is, Spotify, iTunes, I'd love you to give me a review, and a 5-star would be really lovely. I'm gonna tune into that, that you're gonna do that. I would love that. And subscribe, because we've got lots of great interviews coming up. I've got one with Michael Neal coming up next month, and we're gonna talk about magnetism. And so if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, because this is also, you can watch it as a video of me, and you can listen to it on a video, please subscribe to my channel on YouTube. That way you'll get the weekly episodes. Wouldn't want you to miss out on anything. Okay, so that's all I've got for you guys. Thank you so much. Let me know if there's anything you disagree with, or if you love it. Let's get the conversation rolling here. And here's to your ability to magnetize whatever it is. Tune in. What is it? Turn on, tune in. What does Abraham say? Tune in, turn on, and tune into the frequency and feel the desire. Get to the feeling place of your desire. That's how it works. Okay, guys, thank you. Bye.